Hi guys, just dropping in to say hi again, and I have made some videos about triads, and I just realized that some of you might not know the fretboard that well to actually find these triads around the neck. As one of the videos I said, hey, let's find them around the neck. So I thought it's probably useful to make a video about how to learn fretboard better. So what I'm gonna do is I'll start with fairly beginner stuff, and then I gradually go to intermediate, and at the end it's gonna be slightly more advanced. So and you can just scroll through, and I'm gonna add the indexing, so you're gonna have like, you can put a video in a place that interests you the most. Okay, so let's start with the beginner stuff. So how do you learn the fretboard better, right? So when I'm talking about fretboard, I'm talking about notes on the fretboard and things like that, right? So how do you do that? Let's see. So the first position. Obviously you want to learn first position, right? So E, F, G, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you go backwards, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, and so on. So if you don't know this, you just do it really slowly. So let's start learning from the 6th string, for example. So E, F, G, and you just kind of play E, F, G, E, F, G, right? You don't have to play in time, although obviously you want to play in time. I'll take that back. So E, F, G. Next thing, D, E, sorry. A, B, C, A, B, C. And then you start to combine two strings, E, F, G, A, B, C, and go backwards, C, B, C, B, A, G, F, E, and so on. Next thing, as you get through this really, really slowly, and you at this point already kind of like you can go all the scale or whatever, first position, right? You can call all the notes one by one pretty well. You then start to test yourself. So what I mean by that, let's do, can you play all E's? Right? Can you play all F's? And what happens here? Right? What happens here when you play these all F's, you actually, you also start to memorize kind of visuals of the octaves, right? So you kind of know this one's octave and this one's octave. Oh, great. So that's something to remember. Let's do all G's, right? And so on. You go all A's in the same position, go B's, right? C's, and so on. So you do that really slowly until you can basically wake up in the middle of the night and play the note, right? Play the E, play the G, play the B, right? And don't worry about flats and sharps in the beginning. That comes a little later. Let's move forward. So once you learn that, and this is already, I don't know, slightly more advanced than total beginner. So next thing is the next position. Right, so what we're doing here is we're playing C major scale notes and we're finding them in this position. And actually this is called Mixolydian scale if you start it from the G, but this is not, in this lesson I'm not focusing on the modes, so that's a different kind of topic. But we're just kind of playing C major scales in this position, so it's like a second position. So you have G, A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G, and so on, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Right? And now, as you do that, again, slowly call the notes out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. And go backwards. And backwards so is usually a little trickier. G, F, E, D, and so on. So do that really slowly. Stop the video, do that really slowly. So next thing we're doing, once you have done that, we're doing, again, octaves. So all the G's, right? And now we can like already remember that octaves looks like this. So everywhere in the neck, they're gonna look similar between these strings. Once you get to the strings 6 and 2, for example, octaves start to look a little bit different. So as you keep going, right? Then A. As you keep going, so you have A, right? And this one you already see, that's how the octave looks here, right? And how the octave looks here. So now you can already memorize octaves on a guitar, which will make it easier for you to find the note. Still, you want to remember that. So let's, hey, until you can wake up in the middle of the night and say, hey, G, right? F in this position, right? Okay, keep going. Next position. Okay, I kind of started improvising it around. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? And this is also a minor scale. It's like a natural minor scale starting from A. Still C major key notes. Key of C major notes. And we're finding them in the 5th position. So again, do that slowly. And go backwards. C, B, E, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, and so on. Right? And do that again and again, the octaves. So what we're doing with the octaves, G. Maybe you can also mix them together instead of like just going A and then B and then C and then D and so on. You can also kind of mix them up. So let's say let's like A, all A's, then let's do all D's or all E's. And there's another one visual that you can remember. Is this one. So you have like, and you have this, right? Always the same, it looks the same. And so on. And we keep going, next position, and this is a C position. There's also this Locrian scale, you start from the B, but again, that's modes, just on a side note, right? Okay, and I started to improvise again. Can't stop myself. So we can also do a little bit random test. So here you do that same thing slowly. So I kind of rush through, right? So you kind of go do a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on, right? And then you go backwards, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and so on, right? Do that really slowly. Okay, let me stop myself. Cool, so that's that. And again, octaves. And so on, right? Do that slowly. Let's keep going. Next position is actually called Dorian scale, and it's key of C. Again, keep going. and call the notes D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and so on. Going backwards, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, and D. And you do that process all over again until you know this position. So I think the best way is to learn positions. Obviously, some people do kind of different things that moves around. And that's cool too. I mean, you like when you're learning bar chords, for example, in the beginning, you probably, it's useful to actually learn like 6th string and 5th string notes just to find these bar chords. But yeah, many ways how to learn it, okay? So that's okay. Second part of this tutorial is I'm just gonna start to test you and whoever's watching, right? A little bit more. So we were like looking at different positions and we learned all the notes. Hopefully you can now say, hey, I know all the C's around the neck, right? And so on. Hopefully that's where you're at. So let's keep going. What else can you do? How else can you improve your neck knowledge? So what if we try to play intervals? So not just one note, but this time we're playing 2 notes. And I'm just gonna play the most obvious one. At least I think it's the most obvious one. But you know, it could be a few other ones who could be obvious, but I'll do C and E, which is like a C major C major third, right? Right, and let's try to find all of these CEs around the neck. And then I'm skipping around, and then then E and C, right? Or here. And you can also kind of skip the octave. So that would be, that's here. Forgot to do that one. We can do that again in within positions, right? Let's do this one, right? What else? Are we here? That one we already did, right? Going from E to C, right? Or right? So that's cool. Do that with other thirds, like what if we do with a minor third? So so I haven't added that yet. So we want to add also flats and sharps to this equation. So let's add E flat, right? So and so on, right? And did I put all of them? No, I don't remember. I don't know. Right? Okay, so that's a minor third. Let's do another major third. So what other major thirds could we do? So G to B. And open string, right? So that's just another exploration you can do. And you can keep on doing this with other intervals. You can do like with 5th, for example. So you're like CG, right? That's a quite high one. Maybe skipping the octave, right? Yeah. So that was just a couple of examples. I hope right? CG. Open string as well. Yeah, so that's the other thing you could do. So just test yourself with different intervals around the neck. So that's pretty much, this is kind of like intermediate. So let's move on to slightly more advanced. So next thing, what you're gonna do you can do if you're more advanced. So advanced guitar stuff. So there's a tune called Cheryl, by Charlie Parker. It's a blues in C, and there's a line in sort of like right after intro. There's intro bar. There's a that is the line. So I just picked that line to demonstrate things. So after you do intervals, you want to do more notes, and obviously if you want to like ease yourself into it, you want to do 3 notes next, right? So you did 2, then you do 3, and 3 is just basically learning different kind of triads around the neck, which I already covered, right? So then you add 4 and so on. But let's do the melody. So now, so first thing you kind of do is like you can think, okay, so it's pretty much C major scale, right? So that's good to know. So it's kind of easy one to pick. Still a little bit jumps here and there, and yeah, you kind of like think, okay, so you have like a C, you have G, and then you have A. You want to analyze that from both perspectives. You got notes, E, F, G, and D, right? And then you can analyze that from degree perspective. So 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and then 3, 2, right? Right. So what if we start finding it in different places? So so I played now in 5th position. What if we do? Right. What if we do? That's like a 3rd position. Right. That's cool. So let's do it in other place. So let's do that in a lower octave, right? And now I'm kind of moving randomly, but let's do sort of organized way. So first you can like kind of do. Yeah, you can actually do it with open strings. Let's do the next one. So the same thing. So that would be if we play it with open strings. Actually, because I have to explain quickly, as a jazz guitarist, I sort of like I don't use open strings as often, so it's kind of like fading away, right? Right. So I'm better at different positions rather than open strings, and obviously whenever I teach beginners, then obviously then I go back to 1st position, and so that's that. If we play here, or let's do it here, or I started with that one, and then or you want to pick the fingerings probably better than this. Let's do this. And or the same thing, and right. You can also do that. That was actually using 1 string, and then let's do that here. Just per string. So I did the 2nd string. So let's do on the 1st string. do in here. Let's do on this one. That's gonna be, and let's do here. And then what is here? Right? So I just basically covered, I don't know if all places on the neck, might have been all places on the neck. So I first started with the positions, different positions, and then I tried to play that same little beginning of that tune all over the neck. Actually, sorry, per string. Yeah, so that's that. That's sort of like slightly more advanced. Let me know what you think, how far this can go. Let me know in comment section. Was this any helpful? If you like the lesson, I always love seeing comments. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up helps algorithm, right? And subscribe. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Check out my webpage, check out the links in the subscription, and I'll see you next time.